At this time, we are very lucky that we have a number of treatments that are available for patients with mantle cell lymphoma, both in the frontline setting as well as in the relapse setting. In the past, patients would receive chemotherapy, potentially with an autologous stem cell transplant, and then at the time of progression would receive additional chemotherapy, which was often of limited benefit. Now we have targeted agents as well as developed immunotherapies that are considerations. In my own practice, I still treat most patients with untreated mantle cell lymphoma with chemotherapy, commonly followed by an autologous transplant, although there are studies right now really trying to define who are the patients that require transplant. For those who go on to relapse, I generally will start a BTK inhibitor at the time of first relapse for patients who are eligible for BTK. We know, however, that unfortunately most patients will ultimately experience disease progression on a BTK inhibitor. And for those who do, I typically try very hard to get them to CAR T therapy. For patients who progress after CAR T, the options are a little bit more limited. Sometimes I'll try venetoclax, which would be an off-label indication at this time. Rituximab and lenalidomide can be very effective. And also bortezomib is currently FDA approved, although unfortunately has had fairly limited benefit for most patients. That is the group of patients, those that progress after CAR T, that benefit, I think, the most from access to clinical trials using newer agents like the bispecific antibodies, like ROR1 directed therapies, and so forth. And so for me, just to summarize, typically at the time of relapse, I'll start with a BTK inhibitor, and then I move to CAR T. And then after that, I'd be looking for either trial options, potentially venetoclax, potentially lenalidomide-based therapies.